talking about Vincent. We're talking about Vincent playing Uncle Vincent.
Merry Mini Monday Chunkies. I'm Uncle Carter.
And when I was a boy,
I was Doge, and I still am now as an adult.
Doge or boy?
Both.
Good for you. I'm Jordan, and I got 4 hours of sleep because of a movie theater experience.
Jordan got 4 hours of sleep because there's this movie that we're going to talk about tomorrow. This is called Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
For today, for this Merry Mini Monday, we have episode 5 of Hawkeye. Our, ready for it? Penultimate episode.
Yeah, there he is.
Nice, very good.
Of the season. That has been my life's goal ever
to use
since.
that correctly.
I don't do that with all the words that I mess up, and I do mess up a lot.
McGonaghy, Charlemagne, so on and so forth.
Francis McDormand. It's bad. It's all bad.
That was wasn't that right?
Did I actually get that one right?
I don't think you got that one right.
I'm pretty
Did
sure
I
I was
actually?
right.
Yeah.
Something else that felt pretty right was I liked the cold opening to Hawkeye episode 5.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Maybe the most disturbing vision of the blip I have seen so far, I think.
Truly, that she was just gone and immediately back. That was bizarre to me. And I don't know, this feels like a little SparkNotes version of the MCU being able to use things over and over again narratively, but kind of in a different way enough to where it's still unique to me or still interesting. Because, I mean, we've known about people disappearing and the dynamics of that, obviously, for a long time and how that affected people. I remember that being a big deal even in WandaVision.
With Monica.
With Monica Rambeau. But now to have...
With Monica, we only saw the return really, though, right?
Right. We just see her like sitting in that hospital, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to see Elena disappear and then immediately come back and the walls change. That was really
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
That really quick aging or the, I guess it was not a
repainting.
flip or flop.
Yeah.
Repainting of the walls.
Hey, guys, surprise. I think Florence Pugh's a really, really talented actor.
What is she?
She does a really great job in this episode.
Well, yeah, of course. And she got that good hair, dude. Her hair looks
She's got the good hair.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid
with
to
the
say
good
it.
hair.
Yeah.
She does a good Russian accent. I think she's going to stick with it, it feels like. There's been this thing with anything that's in that area of the country, our accents have trouble. It feels like with Wanda Maximoff, it was kind of, is she still, and granted, she's not just straight up from Russia, I don't think. I think it's that made up country, right?
Sokovia,
Sokovia.
Where the Princess Diaries was filmed.
Yeah. Where Princess Diaries was filmed. Another mistake I've made. Great day. But yeah, I think Florence does a great job holding on to that accent.
She honestly does. Yeah, that's obviously we're joking about Carter's mispronunciations, but man, Flo Pugh, she is not only a good actor, her accent work is very impressive to me. She's hanging on to it. It's solid through every word. Mm-hmm. And I'm not abundantly familiar with Russian accents, but I'm convinced.
Yeah, I am too. And I think, we kind of got what we wanted in this episode and we got a lot of it, but we do get Yelena and Kate interacting. It's not necessarily, I'm ready for them to be buddies and fight together, but I think if you're expecting that in this show, maybe you won't get it till the end.
Hey,
but
I'll tell you
for
what.
now, just seeing them kind of like banter with each other.
Best 5 minutes of the episode is the two of them in that apartment.
Super, super great.
Yeah.
The way that Yelena is like putting on the front of being super chill and casual, all while casually dropping hints to remind Kate that she's the one in control.
Yep.
Super, super great. Really great writing there.
I'm convinced that Haley Steinfeld and Florence Pugh are two individuals who probably have chemistry with just about everybody. So put them together and the chemistry is off the charts.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun watching the two of them together.
And I would say the two of them feel like the majority of this episode. When I try and think of all our Clint moments, there's not many of them unless I'm missing something outside of him fighting. I mean, we don't really get too much dialogue with him.
Yeah, we've got him on the phone with Laura, just kind of talking about everything that's going to happen. We've got his little reminiscence with Nat at the site
memorial
of the,
thing.
Yeah, and then his
That was a
Echo
great
fight.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great scene to do all that and then be like, I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do. And then just put the hood up and go.
Do you think he was apologizing for putting on the Ronin suit because of how sort of silly it looks? It looks almost a little silly, almost a little CW Arrowverse
It
silly
does
to me
look a little silly.
toward the end.
That's basically the one that we got from the movies, right?
Yeah, and
the
I think it looks
flashback.
silly then.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look silly unless the mask and the hood are up. The costume itself looks fine, but with the mask and the hood up, it looks a little bit like, did you forget to tailor that part?
Did you get that at Party City?
Yeah.
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 Very Mortal Kombat.
Very Mortal
yeah.
Kombat. Yes, good call.
Yeah. Very Mortal Kombat. How did y'all feel about the choreography between Echo and Ronin
I thought it was
in
good.
this episode, the fighting?
That was a good
again.
fight.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I think that's been, if there was one stinky part to this show, I think we have brought up that the choreography, the fighting is a little bit inconsistent. Whether or not that's because we had seen Shang-Chi this year or, I don't know. But I started
Inconsistent
looking
is
at
a
that a
good
lot
word
closer.
because I don't think it's always bad. I actually think it's had some really, which we've talked about. It's had some great fight choreography. I think it is inconsistent. I am finding myself in the middle of this season, or I guess now towards the end of this season, I really think this might be the tightest Disney Plus Marvel show so far.
Yeah. Do you think that that's not just because it's 6 episodes? I know that we've had other
I think that
shows
helps
that were 6
for sure.
Yeah.
But I just think that pacing, writing, tone, it's all very tight, if everything feels very intentional, and it doesn't feel like there's any filler. It doesn't feel like it's definitely not as sloppy as Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's not as humorous as like Loki and some parts of WandaVision, but it is very funny. I don't know. I'm really, really impressed. And this was one that prior to any of the releases, when the rumors were circulating about what was coming out, this was probably closer to the bottom of my list of things I was excited
this
about.
was my least hyped one.
And I think this might be the most I've enjoyed any of them.
I don't know if I'm ready to co-sign that. I think
You don't have to, which is the good part.
No, but I'm saying I think like after next week, or I guess by the time you're hearing this, after the day after tomorrow's episode, I'm just interested to see where that leaves my overall impression of the series.
Sure, yeah.
Because it is right now, as I'm feeling, it's a really well acted and a competently plotted, very slow, like would be very boring story if we didn't draw it out. I don't know. It feels so. It feels like they could have done it in 5, maybe, or done it in 4. It does feel like there are just some things where it's like, man, this is just. He's calling Laura again. That's taken a long time this episode. Which it's not ever boring because it's all so well acted. But I'm just curious if I get on the other side of the finale, if I can look back and say there were definitely things we could have cut.
Yeah, maybe. I just haven't had that experience. I haven't had a moment yet where I'm like, man, get to the next thing. I don't know. I've enjoyed every part of it so far.
Yeah. Maybe all these Laura calls are just set up for when Clint dies,
Could be. I really thought there was a moment.
Joe's just not having any of it.
No,
Not
it's
even
a setup.
smile.
It's
Just
it's a setup
frustrated.
for when Laura reconnects with her college friends and their dog, and then they disappear to solve Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed mysteries.
Very good.
It all comes
multiverse.
back to Scooby-Doo.
Anything is
doesn't it?
possible. Mm-hmm. Scooby-Doo this stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Did you
Very
see that?
nice.
Did you see how I almost said a bad word, but I covered for it?
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah,
You almost
that
said
was pretty good.
Scrappy-Doo.
I think
Scrappy-Doo this stuff.
I think this is Via Farmaga's best episode. I think she, with the scene
Dude,
that
it's not even close.
Dude,
man.
I'm just taking shots, guys. Farmiga.
Vera?
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's closer.
Yeah. Vera Farmiga. This Via Farmaga.
The best
But
part
at
is
least
that
I
you were
try.
sincere.
I am always sincere. That's why the people love me.
It's the only way he knows how to be.
It's the
The
only way I know how
importance
to
of
be.
being earnestly Carter.
I think this is her best episode. I think this
I
is
agree.
Kate's mom's
Yes.
best episode. The moment
I
that they
agree.
have together was super acted. It's like she decided to really lean in this time because, and maybe it's because there wasn't as much interaction with Jack, who I think the jury might be more out on him for me because he's just not as much a part of this plot as I thought I would be.
Yeah.
I think
Except
he might
maybe
just be a stepdad who likes swords.
Or the connective tissue to Uncle, right? And that's the big reveal, I guess. We already kind of had reveals. We had hints here.
I'm
And
getting
even now
Patsy vibes.
we have a blurry, even now we have like a blurry Polaroid photo, kind of, right?
Yeah.
But did you guys watch the trailer for episode 6?
No.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm from Jack. I am getting Patsy vibes. I'm getting the vibe that he's just a dork who likes swords a lot, and that we thought he was going to be a big bad, and that Mom has actually been doing all this stuff and probably opened a shell company in his name and all of these different things. That's the vibe that I was getting.
Speaking of Vanna Familia, I'm very curious about her involvement in the whole Black Widow thing, because that is Yelena that's texting her at the end of the episode, right?
Yes.
Hey, I figured out who hired me. Did Val not hire her? Did Val not tell her to go kill Hawkeye at the end of Black Widow? Was that not that post-credit scene that we all sat at the theater and watched?
I don't think first of all, I don't think Marvel watched Black Widow. Second of all, I don't think Val was hiring her to kill Hawkeye so much as just being like, hey, here's a good reason to come hang with me is I can get you information like this.
Did the Thundercats, the Thunderdogs, the Thunderbolts, did they ever have a connection to Kingpin?
No,
that's Val works for
connection to Kingpin.
No, I don't think Val works for Kingpin. That's the confusing thing to me is like that. It feels like we've given Yelena 2 almost competing reasons to go after Clint. And the one of Vera Farmiga hiring her definitely fits better for this show. But the one of Val hiring her would have been great if she cameoed in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Val was.
I'll have to look back at that. I don't remember exactly what she's saying. I know that she's basically giving the blame to Clint for
that feels
Natasha's
a little sloppy because we don't.
Yeah.
Yelena doesn't need 2 motivations to try to kill Clint.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to talk a little bit about bad versus big bad. And I'm glad that you had brought it up a little bit, Jordan. But you said, maybe Jack, we thought Jack might be the big bad. I think a lot of the times too, I know for me personally, there was an assumption that he would never be the big bad. I think that's changed for me because of the MCU, because a big bad feels like they could possibly destroy the universe.
Right.
Like, what is y'all's tiers right now? Have we ever talked about that? Like, I think Kingpin's a big bad. I think that's why he's a huge deal, why we see his silhouette in the closing credit art.
Cosmically, I don't think he's a big bad.
Sure.
Reputationally,
But I guess it depends.
A huge bad.
I guess it depends on the environment. So for New York, he's a big bad.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
Okay. That's cool. I think that's worth holding on to and maybe bringing up later as our current universe gets more and more.
I think there's a strong argument to be made that he's maybe the biggest bad for New York City itself.
For street level dudes. You know what I mean? Like Doctor Strange lives in New York City and Doctor Strange will never come bust down Kingpin's door and be like, your operations are illegal. I'm going to send you to wizard jail. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be Spider-Man or Daredevil fighting Kingpin.
One of our biggest reveals in this episode, I think narratively, is you have Clint as Ronin, as Clint telling Echo that he was told about the operations of the Tracksuit Mafia from somebody on the inside. And so our assumptions are that it's, what's his name?
Walmart
Antonio
Kit Harington.
Antonio Harrington, yeah.
Antonio Harrington. And so we're starting to see a little bit
Kit
of
Banderas.
that relationship have some fissures there, some cracks. So as that leads up to, I'm sure, our final battle, are y'all hoping that the entire episode, what percentage of episode 6, the finale, do you hope is fighting?
Less than half.
Yeah, no more than 30 for me.
Why is that?
Because there's still a ton of narrative loops to
There's
close.
character work to do here.
I think a big fight would be the equivalent of let's all get together and sing a pop song, in absence of real resolution of this plot.
Yeah.
There's a ton of loops to close.
Do you ever think that there's some narrative progress during fights? Or is that
100%.
just meant to be eye candy?
The fight choreography has not been consistent enough this season to justify an episode-long fight scene in which character development and loop closure happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something that I was thinking of on this episode too, as we look at like the massive universe of Marvel. You know, we had the Tears of the Bads. The Tears of the Bads sounds like a really interesting
It's
album.
my favorite Blade Runner quote.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. But then there also is sometimes the fighting has intention outside of being like, hey, there's a winner and loser here. I think when we talked about the shot that Clint didn't take, and then we see the shot that Kate didn't take for Yelena and how important that is. I was trying to think of another movie to where the way that we fight and the narrative during the fight is kind of carrying the
Princess
plot.
Bride.
Princess Bride is one. Huge. But I think in the MCU, I guess Civil War was really big for that.
Yeah, big time.
Final
Final fight with Winter Soldier and
Yeah.
Cap and Iron Man inside the like stone structure, the silo.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot
It's-
of narrative divulsion happening.
Love it. Yeah, I think my
Gross.
research brain is just trying to like, as I'm getting to know and exhausting some of these other parts of the MCU, I'm like, what can we learn? What do we know? Because now there's definitely enough data. That
Teach
you're like,
me.
I mean, let's figure it out. Teach me your ways.
Yeah.
I want to. Did you have anything else you want to say about episode 5? Is there something big we might have missed?
I'm wondering exactly how much of the Defenders verse is canon to the MCU. With Vincent coming back as Kingpin, I have not watched Iron Fist, and I don't really want to.
Mm-mm.
And I hope I don't have to understand what's going on with Kingpin in Wednesday's episode.
No, and I don't want to. Chunkies, just plug your ears real quick if you haven't seen No Way Home. I'm not going to do super massive spoilers here, but there were some parts of Sony's Spider-Man series that I liked as much as I liked Iron Fist, which is not at all, that didn't show up in No Way Home. So that makes me think that MCU is making good decisions. They're not saying, well, we got to have it all. There could be a throwaway line that's like, oh, that's why he's not here. Or
Totally.
someone tries that costume on, they're like, no, that doesn't work, and then just move on. But
Yeah.
I don't expect, I bet we get half at least.
Yeah.
I would be fine with half, honestly. And then maybe you could convince me for a couple more pieces of that Defenders universe. But during the holiday season, we're seeing Clint and Kate go through a lot. And I couldn't help but think about the kind of pain that our podcast feels around this time of year with one specific Melissa Joan Hart. It just comes up
my
now.
gosh.
What's this anniversary now for being just completely ripped of Feliz Navidad?
This is 2. This is year 2.
So this is year 2, but it's been a 3-year endeavor because we had it.
We wrote it 3 years ago. Yeah.
We wrote it a year before.
Or 2
We
years
wrote it
ago.
3 years ago. We wrote it 2
she
years
did.
ago. She made it last year. Yeah.
So we did a Hallmark series. If y'all are new to the podcast, we did a Hallmark series a couple years ago, 3 years ago, sorry, for Christmas, and discovered that there was, speaking of, narratives, this is just the most cookie cutter, predictable thing in the world. So we wrote our own script. Melissa Joan Hart took it word for word. Mario,
we
for
wrote
Mario.
I think we wrote it in 2018.
Yeah.
Do you
And then
guys
that
ever
movie was
forget-
released 2019?
How wild that whole
The movie was
situation is?
the movie was 2020. We wrote it 2018. It took her 2 entire years to come up with a better idea for Feliz
Unbelievable.
Navidad, and then she was like, actually, just that one.
I thought we
That
did it in
one's fine.
2019.
2018.
That's just wild to me. So if you haven't experienced that, you can go back and find that episode. I really recommend that you listen to 2 episodes, honestly, our version of Feliz Navidad and then our review of Melissa Joan Hart's version of Feliz Navidad. So in the spirit of Christmas, in the spirit of being upset, I'd love to end this episode by playing extra credit with these guys.
Ooh, that sounds awesome, except we gotta go to an ad break. Oh, bummer. Oh no.
In the new Paramount Plus original series from Yellowstone co-creator Taylor Sheridan comes 1883, a Yellowstone origin story. Follow the Dutton family's journey through the last of the untamed West, starring Academy Award nominee Sam Elliott and country superstars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Stream 1883 now, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Head to ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Let's play extra credit.
Yeah. Oh, we got to
Let's
go to
do it.
another ad, though.
What if we do? We just make
The rest of the episode is just ad breaks so that we don't have to play this game.
we're gonna do it with Hawkeye, and so that means we
Okay.
have Jeremy Renner, we have Haley Steinfeld, we have Florence Pugh, we have Vima Farmaga,
Yeah.
Vera Farmiga. We have, Linda Cardellini. We've got her. We've got. It's a pretty tough one, but I think it's it's a tough season, so we can't just sugarcoat things to feel.
It's
better.
challenging times.
We have. If you're listening to our episode 5 about Hawkeye, you're not surprised that we have Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yep.
He's an option here. Who do we
That
want to choose?
hesitation, that split second of hesitation between Vincent and D'Onofrio when
Well,
you're
the-
like, am I
The
going to get it?
hesitation was that it's like that apostrophe punched me in the throat.
Yeah.
I was like, Vincent.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Haley
What
Steinfeld.
are we thinking?
Yep.
We'll start with Haley. Extra credit is very simple. It's a simple concept with very complicated data. I don't know how to say. Like it's hard. It's a hard game. We're using IMDb.
Not as
here.
hard as describing it, apparently.
Yeah.
We're using IMDb here. These movie stars of the world, these movie artists, they have what IMDb would call what they're known for in their filmography. It's their top 4 credits. These boys are going to try and guess all of them. If they get all of them, they get 5 points, meaning they can get a total of 15 with these 3 actors. All they need to win is 9. Let's play extra credit. What we got for Haley?
True Grit.
Yeah.
True Group.
True Grit.
True Grit.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 1.
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse. Gotta be.
Yep.
Lock it in.
A bong bong.
Oh, my.
Do you think there's a Pitch Perfect in there?
Pitch Perfect 2 is almost guaranteed to be in her top 4.
Lock it in.
Yeah, lock in Pitch Perfect 2.
Bong bong. That's crazy. I'm going to be honest. That's crazy.
What's even crazier is podcasting with breakfast in your mouth.
It's wild, man. It's a crazy day.
Edge of 17.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's definitely there.
Yeah. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 2.
Yeah.
So you got 2 of 4. Number 1, True Grit. Number 2, The Edge of 17. Number 3, Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, no.
Number 4, Bumblebee.
Whoa, I forgot that existed
Which
and
was
she
a
was in
really-
it.
I know, which it actually was a really big deal and pretty good reviewed wise.
Yeah, was it as good as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse review-wise?
No, but
Was
I
it
think
maybe,
Spider-Man-
though?
But I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has just too many people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
why
like an
nobody has
Avengers film.
Endgame in their top.
I mean, they don't usually.
No.
I feel like a lot of them do.
That's the
Endgame or
Avengers hole that
Infinity
we
War.
talk about. That's the Avengers hole that we talk about. They almost never have it because if you give it to one, you got to give it to all of them.
I don't think
Who's
that's
next
how that
up?
works.
We got Florence Pugh, we got Jeremy Renner. Vera Farmiga.
There you go. Do you think we could get
Vincent-
Florence?
Vincent
No, I think we've already done it, but let's try.
Linda Cardellini.
Did we try Florence when we did Black Widow or when we did Midsummer this year?
I think it was Black Widow, but let's try it again.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. Midsummer, lock it in.
Yep.
Bing, 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 bing. That's number 1. Guys, Florence Pugh and my wife have the same birthday.
Get out of town.
Crazy, dude. Borat? That's so funny.
My wife has the same birthday. That's the full quote, which a lot of people don't know, which is very fun.
My wife has the same birthday. as
Little
Florence
Women.
Pugh. Yeah. Little Women. Lock
Little
it in.
Women, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 2.
Ooh, do you think Black Widow already at this point? It's a big franchise one.
Could be. It's very possible.
Let's lock it in. Black Widow.
Let's lock it in. Black Widow.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 4.
Yeah. All right.
You are 1 away from having extra credit. Right now, you have 5 points. You could end Pew with 7 points.
Really, really struggling here.
Yeah, same.
Not going to be Hawkeye, I don't think. Too big for that. Although, I will say this. Part of what's so incredible about Florence is her career is not super long so far. Like, she's very early in her acting career, which is impressive.
Do you think before she got fully cast in Black Widow, do you think her boyfriend Zach Braff was ever like, listen, I know there's a lot of pressure to work with a Disney company because I did Chicken Little, so I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like the sky is falling, but
Yeah.
I'm no Superman, you know, so.
Gosh.
I actually can't think of another Florence
I
Pugh
also
movie all
can't
of a
think of another
sudden.
Florence Pugh movie. Another Pewvie. There's somebody listening to this in their car screaming
Yeah,
at
I know.
us.
I know. There always is.
You want to just say Hawkeye?
No, but sure.
Pull the parachute and get out of this one? Maybe try
Yeah.
something we'd be better
I
at?
got to get the next one perfect. So,
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, lock it in.
Lock it in. Nope.
Bong bong.
Yeah.
Number 1, Midsummer. Number 2, Little Women. Number 3, Fighting with My Family.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that movie
Yeah,
exists.
that's right.
Number 4, Black Widow. So you have 5 points. You do need to get this next one perfect to win. You have Jeremy Renner. You have Vera Farmiga, Linda Cardellini, Vincent
Mm-hmm.
D'Onofrio.
There it is.
I think it has to be Jeremy Renner.
I was about to say, I don't think there's anybody we can get 4 of these
But
on.
man, we're not going to get 4 on Jeremy Renner.
No, not even
100% we are not.
close. Not even close to 4.
Like almost worth taking a swing at anybody else if we think we might be able to.
Give yourself some more credit.
I'd love to get extra of it.
I mean, Vera Farmiga will have, Godzilla King of the Monsters probably 4 times. So
That's true. She's never done anything else, is what you're saying. No, Vera Farmiga, I think, would have probably, is it Insidious that she, or is it the Annabelle?
Oh gosh,
What are
it's
those?
the Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Yeah, she'll have a Conjuring or two up there.
Hey, if you haven't read the interview that she gave, to promote the most recent The Conjuring, that is worth a read because of how totally off her rocker the interviewer makes her seem. Her whole thing of do you believe in ghosts? And the interviewer's like, I don't think so. And she's like, you should really decide that because it's not really something to joke about, especially watching these movies. All right, Vera, thank you.
Very good. Very good. Let's do Jeremy. Let's just do it.
Yep.
The Town, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Have we done Jeremy Renner's 4?
I have no idea.
Feels
I feel
familiar.
like maybe we did when we reviewed The Town a couple months ago. The Town. Lock it in.
Lock in The Town.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 3.
All right.
Trying to think of, I bet there's no Hawkeyes in his top 4.
Really?
I do bet it.
Well, Doge, I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't know any other Jeremys.
It's not that I don't know them. It's that I couldn't name one if you were threatening my life.
How about American Hustle? Isn't he in that?
He is in that. Yeah.
I think that could be there. American Hustle. Lock it in.
Sure. Yeah, why not? Lock in American Hustle.
Bong bong.
All right, that's
Yeah,
game. Shrek
Yep,
1, lock
yep,
it in.
Yep. Hey. Wind River.
It's not going to be
Not
there.
gonna
Wind
be
River,
there.
lock it in.
But it's a fantastic movie.
Did you lock it in, Doge?
Yeah, sure.
Bing, bing, bing,
Oh
bing.
my
Number 2.
gosh. Okay, it's a great movie. It
See.
deserves to be up there. See? Do you hear Carter? See? Like he gets to sit over there and be like, you guys know stuff.
I do get to be over here.
Ivory
like that.
Tower. Good job, man. 30,000 feet. You can see more trees than me.
30,000 feet. You can see more trees than me. have no idea.
I couldn't tell if that was a pop punk song or a Disney I Want song.
Any other? I'm looking for any other, even one other Jeremy Renner.
In Endgame.
Born.
I don't remember which Born it was, but if that's what you want to do.
I think it was just called, no, the one just called Born was Matt Damon back again.
Matt Damon back again.
Yeah, dude.
Was that Randy Newman a little bit?
Maybe. It's Matt back again.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with anything.
10,000 trees.
We already lost.
from my
We're
tower.
playing for literally no reason right now, so I'm fine for whatever Doge wants.
Avengers Endgame.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Bong Bong.
Sure.
Number 1, The Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Oh, boys.
Number 2, Wind River. Number 3, The Town. Number 4, 2012's Avengers. The Avengers. 7 points on that extra credit. To end this episode, let's assume that Kingpin in episode 6 is going to kill somebody.
Done. I assumed it.
Easy.
I'd love your name. I want you to tell me who. I'm Carter. Clint.
I'm Doge. He's going to kill Jack.
Oh, but talk about almost becoming something.
I'm Jordan.
Unbroken.
He's going to try to kill Pizza Dog.
Ooh.
But
There's no chance.
Pizza Dog kills him
Wow.
and eats him on camera.
Nope. You're wrong. The LARPers are going to come in and stop it.
Except instead of
they're
choosing
gonna
to
eat
be
Kingpin?
the cops that they are, they're going to do it
There's
as
the
LARPers.
robbers.
Hey, friends, I'm Janet Varney, and I was the voice of Korra in The Legend of Korra.
And I'm Dante Bosco, the voice of Zuko on The Last Airbender.
And we're your hosts for Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast celebrating all things Avatarverse.
Whether you're a bender or a non-bender, everybody's welcome, even if you're not from the Fire Nation.
That's very generous of you. Listen to Avatar Braving the Elements on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.